Yo, what is good, people? Ben from Lover of Tech. And you know what? I'm excited to show this one, man. This is finally my desk setup tour video. And I ain't gonna waste much time, but I'm pretty much gonna show you how I throw down and how I work in my space and how I get done when it comes to doing content creation and all things related to tech. Let's go. As always, if you find yourself here for the first time, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn the notifications so you're part of Team TLS, the Tech Novel Squad, so you don't miss any future videos on the channel. Look, I ain't even gonna mess about. A couple of shoutouts, man. Shout out to my bro, Tech Jammer behind the cam on the gimbal with the A7S III. We're making it look nice and crispy, definitely. Go subscribe and follow him, man. He's here for technically his version 2, which we're gonna shoot after, but this is version 1 where I'm showing you the first setup tour on my channel. And on top of that, man, I'm really happy how it's come out. There is stuff here that I've purchased over time, but you know what, yeah? I've got to give a good couple of shout outs to a couple of companies that really bust me and helped me make this happen. Firstly, man, got a shout out to the guys Noblechairs. Noblechairs, I appreciate that, man. It really kitted it out and really helped with just making the studio really come complete together. And also Nitro Concepts as well, because I kid you not, if you saw the table that I was using, shout out to them for their D12 gaming table as well for that one. Yeah, it's made a big difference to really transforming and making this happen. Without it, it ain't gonna happen. And then Elgato as well. If you've been here before, it's your first time, I did like a 29-minute, 30-minute mega unboxing from Elgato, yeah? They came through clutch. So shout out to them as well. These 3 brands have really come together. Anything else though, it's pretty much me. We're gonna do this kind of like a one-take guerrilla style one. Maybe a few cuts in here, we'll show it. But firstly, where the comfort begins. This is the Noblechairs Epic TX Black Edition. Yeah. Shout out to Noblechairs for this one, man. It's really helped with the aesthetics of just how everything looks. And this is pretty much a premium level one. You've got the arm adjustments all the way through, whether it's side by side, up and down. Like, this is comfortable, man. You know, the recliner all the way. You can lean back, lock, recline back. Whoo, listen, let me tell you, and I'm heavy. All right, like I'm a bit on the porky side thanks to the 2 years of the pandemic here, so I apologize, but it comes in clutch. Lean back, lock, low, up. I'm telling you, the comfort is really there and I really love it. I'm still gonna, you know, do like a full written review on it and stuff, but for now, this, in terms of it, just, especially for someone with like a long upper torso, this really does the job really well to just give me the back support that I need. So yeah, this is the Epix TX, and invest in a good chair makes a difference. If you're working from home, like I am basically most of the time, especially when I'm not traveling or on shoots and whatnot, this is what it's about, yeah? So shout out to Noblechairs for this one, but away from the Epic TX, this one here, this is the D12 gaming table from Nitro Concepts, and I love this table so far. Now, I wish, honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm gonna be honest, I wish I could have fit the 160 in here, the D16E with the motorized lift up here, but I love this, great value. I think it retails around like 115 pounds, 120 pounds. But again, everything we mentioned will be in the description below, so don't watch that. It's basically 120 by 80 centimeter table in terms of length and depth. It's about 113. So it kind of made me have to like get rid of the PS5. The PS5 had to, you know, kind of go on the side there, which, you know, makes me a little bit upset, but you know, we'll run through it. But everything is based on this. This table is the difference maker, man. Blacked out wood, great metal cross stand. You've got the headphone mount there. You've got the cup holder on the side right here, so sip a little water. Thirsty. This table is really meant for gamers, and what's really good is like the headphone mount can be mounted on this side as well, so you can change it from underneath, so really flexible in that sense. But This D12 Nitro Concepts, again, a big shout out to them, man. I was in desperate need of a new table. The one I was using before was broke up. So I'm really glad that they came through on the clutch. But away from that, the battle station, the workstation is all based on this dual monitor setup. Again, I've been using the LG UL500 4K 60Hz IPS monitor. Very good value, nothing special in a sense, but it really does the job. 4K 60, supports AMD FreeSync. It's got two HDMI 2.0 ports and a DisplayPort 1.4 in there. And funny enough, if you go on Tech Jammer's channel, you'll see that the V1, I was using a 24-inch second one 1080p, but I managed to snag the exact same monitor, great offer. So now I'm using the exact same monitor for dual. But the biggest game changer has been this Ergo arm monitor mount. Man, my goodness, where have I been? Using stands ain't been the one, yeah? And the fact that it's just freed up the ability to kind of just rotate, you know, move it about and fix it how you want. Seriously, VESA mounts, I can't go back to normal monitor stands no more. It's VESA all the way or nothing. So those are the two in terms of, you know, the workflow. And because my workflow is heavily 4K based, you know, and UHD based, this has really been a game changer for me to have exactly both of them in there. Next one is got to be Elgato. Elgato, big shout out to you lot, man. You really patterned it up and just made the power station even work better. Again, we've got the FaceCam from Elgato, right? The FaceCam is a good one, and although I don't use it, it's a great high quality backup camera. And I'm gonna get to why I say that's a great high quality backup camera. Don't watch that. Shout out to them for that. You've got the KeyLight again, which is great. This is another KeyLight. Lighting, you can never have enough lighting. Good lighting is really good. Then we've got the L mount desk bracket, and that's got my quick release plate on there for the camera. Again, what I'm saying for the camera is the fact that we talked about it, the custom built PC. This custom built PC right here, this is based on the AMD Ryzen 5900X, 12 cores, 24 threads, 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM running at 3200 megahertz. And we've got an RTX 3060 that's in there as well. And the PCI Express connections that we've got is the Elgato Cam Link Pro that allows you to connect up to 4 cameras in there to get 4K 30 up to, which is great to see. Then we've got the 4K 60 capture card as well, which is obviously something that we link up with the gaming as well. All of that next to the fact that we've got the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, it's USB powered, and we've got the Stream Deck. Whew. This Stream Deck is life. Yeah, this is a 12 key Stream Deck. This Stream Deck is life. Backed with the Stream Deck pedal. Whew, let's bring this out, come on. Like I'm telling you, if you see what has been happening with the podcast and the live streams, especially with the podcast, when I'm doing those multi-camera angle switches and you don't see my hands move, it's the pedal that's doing that. When I need to get to the specialist scenes, then you've got the mainstream that's doing that. And literally all of that, yeah, big shout out to Elgato for making that happen. Video calling, live streaming, and you know, podcasting on the video side as well as audio is a big part of my workflow, and all these products make it come together. Speakers, these are just some cheap speakers that I've got from Amazon. I'm gonna change them soon, but again, we're just showing you the realest thing. RGB in there, that's the only RGB that you're gonna be really seeing on the table. Then obviously we've got the mic arms on there, and what we're using right now, these are dual purpose XLR and USB based microphones. So this is a Samson Q9U, recent one, and obviously the old school one, the veteran, which is the Samson Q2U. These are the microphones that we use right now when we're doing the podcast with guests and whatnot. They're XLR and USB based, which is great. And based on that, we've got an audio interface that goes in with the XLR as well. And that is the Behringer. That's the UMD 240 USB into the computer as well. And in terms of the games console, of course, man, we've got to be next gen. Managed to get lucky enough to snag an Xbox Series X. Go watch that video, the unboxing and impressions one that I did. Came on Christmas Eve. My Christmas miracle that I like to call Series X. On the old setup though, the PS5, was next to it. Do you get what I'm saying? The PS5 was next to it, but because this is 7 centimeters a bit short, the PS5 has been regulated to the side for now, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure out how we can get the PS5 back on. And obviously we've got the Nintendo Switch there. That shelf really is just kind of like an all-purpose built shelf that has a mix of like, you know, my monitor, other games consoles, screwdriver kit, smartphone boxes. You know, it's just a clean kind of like semi-organized enough shelving right next to you, as well as obviously in the corner where you've just got all the green screen, the tripod, the sticks, the mic mounts. This is pretty much version 1 or setup 1. And the reason why I say this, however long this is gonna be, we're gonna transform this, right? And I told you, in-person podcast is one thing, but you know what, I've got to go virtual. And video calling is a very, very important part of my workflow. And also getting guests in virtually, right? I'm gonna show you how I transform it to get high quality video calls and podcast video recording, right? While keeping eye contact with the person on the other side. And this next one, you're not gonna wanna miss it. So stick back, watch us transform this space. It's gonna be techie still. All right, now you're gonna see version 2 of the setup. And again, this is all based on the philosophy of just having a setup in a space that is modular, especially when it's not massive. Yeah, you gotta make sure that you can fold things away, transform stuff, create different sets. And this is one that I really stumbled upon. And this is really based around the Andycine C7 HDMI 7-inch field monitor, right? Now I've done a dedicated video on this already, but this is a 7-inch field monitor, 1080p in terms of the visual quality of the panel, but it can accept up to a 4K UHD 30 Hertz or 30 frames a second signal. And here's how I'm using it. It's in my Desview, T2 teleprompter, right? And accepts up to like, you know, small tablets as well as smartphones as well, right? And my graphics card actually has 3 display ports and 1 HDMI 2.1 port. That HDMI 2.1 port obviously goes up into the 4K C1 OLED 48-inch on the wall mount as basically one of the external monitors when I need it. So what I've actually done is I've got a display port to HDMI adapter, and I'm actually using this as an external display. And ask me why I'm using that, yeah? I'm using that because when making video calls and you're doing video podcasting, right? You can put a video call right in there and you can make direct eye contact with the person to give the illusion of you are pretty much looking at them and talking to them direct into the lens and looking at them at the same time in full screen. For video calls, this adds a whole new dimension of connectivity, which you want more in virtual to make it feel more in person. And also, especially when you're doing video calls over podcasts, this is gonna make it more legit. And this is how I'm using it. But you see, I was actually thinking I didn't need this because I've got the Atomos Ninja 5. This is a very expensive 5-inch monitor that's also a recorder that can shoot all the way up to ProRes RAW depending on your camera, yeah? Just like what you can do. But the problem is, it's got a vertical flip, doesn't have a horizontal flip. So what was happening is, because the teleprompter mirrors it, yeah, whenever I was scrolling through, you could see that it was going the opposite direction. But because of the vertical mirror flip feature, it goes through and transitions perfectly. And this is why it's great. On top of it being able to do that, it's 7 inches, it's bigger, you get slightly more field of view. And this is the setup. So if you go watch the previous live stream that we pretty much did on Easter Sunday, you'll see that being able to split the setup into dual monitors this way, while being able to have the camera in line of sight and through the teleprompter with the C7 from Andycine for the 4K monitor to seeing there, it adds a whole different dimension to it. That in a nutshell, my people, is pretty much how I transform and work on this desk setup right here. And you'll see the smile on my face, yeah? I'm gassed because my basic principle to wrap it up is you gotta feel inspired with the workspace that you're in. It's gotta be efficient. It's gotta be able to just make you want to work better and more consistently, right? And it's hard. Nowadays, most of us that are working from home, we ain't got the nice offices to go travel to with all the fancy facilities. We've got to try and transform the space to make it feel like that. So this is what I've been able to do. And this is the final look of how the setup gets transformed. And to wrap it up, definitely shout out to Jamo behind the camera, man. I really appreciate you coming down, bro. And big shout out to Noblechairs for helping. Big shout out to the guys over at Nitro Concepts as well for helping. Big shout out to Elgato for really patterning up, like in terms of, you know, the CamLink Pro, the FaceCam, the L mount, the KeyLight, the Wave, the Stream Deck pedal. Like all these really make a massive difference. And definitely I will have links to all of it in the description below. Appreciate you all. As per usual, if you like videos like this, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. As always, stay safe during this time. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.